Technical difficulties. I don't even care. He can edit this out. I'm going to be like, we fucked up yesterday. We tried this 3 times. If he wants to edit that out, he can. All right. Thank you, John. I appreciate you opening up your shop to us and lending us your staff. I know it is a really busy season, so it's nice to be able to get their dedicated attention, and I feel like they learned a lot. I hope they learned a lot.
Yeah.
We like to just do a little recap at the end of a visit and just kind of give a little focus on you, the shop owner, and just kind of what your background is. First question is, what incarnation made you want to own a motorcycle shop?
I had bought a Harley Davidson, and I was a young kid and couldn't afford the parts, so I went to work for Harley, and then decided that I could do it better. And decided to get the ultimate discount on motorcycle parts and open my own shop.
I think that's why we all do it. That was my first job too.
I think it would have been cheaper to pay retail.
No. Or sleep at night.
Yes.
Well, now, and I know this facility has only been here a few years, but you had another shop before this, right? You date back a little further.
I've had a few shops. I opened my first shop in 2002, and then I started Dreamrides in 2004 in Stockton, California. Okay. And then we opened this one in March of 2021.
Nice. So, well, then, based on that experience, I guess then leads into the next question is, there's a lot of new guys out there, whether they're in their garage or they just are starting with a small shop, a small bay, even a storage unit. Oftentimes we visited, huh? What would be your advice to someone like that, just starting out?
My advice would be
to leave your dogs at home. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. My advice would be to find a mentor. Find somebody that can help you, navigate all the bullshit that is involved in owning a motorcycle shop. You might be the most talented wrench in the world. Mm-hmm. That's 10% of owning a motorcycle shop, and learning actually how to make money and what products to stock and how to market, and just so many levels to this to try and do it in a way in which you might be able to keep your lights on.
Mm-hmm. A lot of business and networking behind it. Huh?
Yeah. And then, probably one of the biggest mistakes I made was trying to do everything myself and working in my shop 6-7 days a week and never leaving my shop, because I felt like if I left my shop, I wasn't making money. And, I think that was a huge mistake. It prevented me from networking, making the contacts in the motorcycle industry to allow me to level up, because it really matters. This is a small community, and if nobody knows who you are, man, it's hard to make those phone calls when you need help.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you mentioned finding a mentor. Now, we all know it's kind of hard with some of these older guys. They tend to poo-poo on the new guys. So, I feel like you and some of your close confidants, other shop owners, they can reach out to you guys, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. They can definitely reach out to me if there are guys I call when I have something, that's bothering me, or maybe I have a question that needs, a few different answers. We all think we have the answer, but, one of the best things for me is I have a buddy, Jason Hallman. I've got a few other guys that when I run into something, I'm like, shoot, how should we handle this? Whether it's an employee issue or a billing issue with a customer, whatever it is, you get somebody else's perspective, and it really helps.
No, that's a good point, because it's not just about what goes on the bike. Like you said, a billing issue or employee, you can't talk to someone in your shop about another employee. So just having a network.
And most people in our lives, your friends, they don't have the necessary. They all have an opinion, and I hate to say this, and I don't want it to sound crass or rude, but they have a uneducated opinion. Yeah. So when you can talk to somebody who's in the motorcycle business, or in business in general, but hopefully somebody in the motorcycle business who's seen that same situation, they've handled it 5 different ways, and they can tell you the best way that worked for them. That is invaluable. Yeah. That's the number one thing is for me, trying to surround myself with people who hopefully know more than I do, who have been in the business a lot longer than I have, and who are willing to take my phone call. You know?
Oh God, it's John again. No, that's good. That's good. Well, I guess, and then just to spin off of that, is there anything on the manufacturing side or the distributor side that you as a shop owner could use more of, or is there...
Yeah, I think you guys coming out and doing training is huge for us. And I know it's huge for a lot of other shops too, and the brands that come out and have representation, whether it's through you guys, a drag specialties rep, a hard drive rep, well, anyway, or just a direct rep, those companies who are making the effort to invest in our shops, are the products we sell, or the products we push, Legend suspension is a great one. There's a lot of great suspension, and Legends will tell you that as well. There's a lot of wonderful suspension. But man, I can't think of another company that when it comes down to it, they're in your shop, they want to take care of any problem you have. Their support and their training and everything is the next level, and there's a lot of brands like that we work so closely with and have a really good relationship with. Those are the brands we sell, so if you're a manufacturer out there and you want your product to be sold, or you're wondering like, hey, I make this really cool fucking part,
but you need to know about it,
and nobody sells it. Why? Well, it's because, first of all, we don't know who you are. If you never leave your shop and you're not an active part of the community, we're not going to know who you are.
Right.
And if we don't know who you are, we're not going to know about your part. Or if you're not out training dealers and this and that, but I had an old guy tell me that, people want to buy from people they know, like, and trust.
Yep.
Absolutely. And if we don't know you, how can we like you, and how can we trust you? So,
absolutely true.
And same thing on our side, is being out there with, we make a concerted effort to be out there in our customer, in the motorcycle community, living what we love to live. We do drag races, we do bike nights, we do all that stuff, not because it's good for business, it's because we want to do it, and it's also good for business. You know what I mean?
So hang out with your customer.
If you're not out there beating the pavement, what are you doing?
No, that's a really good point. And I guess that's a little bit why we do the recording of some of our visits too, because like you said, going back to the guy that doesn't leave his shop because he doesn't want to go to one of the sales meetings or the shows.
I'll tell you a quick story. Sharon Murphy out in California. She's my drag rep. She's an amazing lady. Amazing. Sharon's, like my motorcycle mom.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes.
And she begged me to go to MVP. I want to say it was 2017, maybe, whatever. I went to MVP. It changed my life. Going to MVP, and that sounds like an overstatement, but absolutely it was not. I had all these great ideas that I came home, I implemented, and it lights a fire under you. It makes, when you're surrounded by a bunch of people that love the same shit you do, and you make those industry contacts where you can pick up the phone like we were talking about earlier and call some people. Man, it's it's huge, and if you're not over in the corner trying to be too cool to talk to, you know what I mean?
Like, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that. You got to be out there and willing to be assertive and talk to people and make those relationships. If you do that, man, let me tell you, I'm a broke kid from Stockton, and
I don't think there's any other kind from Stockton.
No, there's not. You know what I mean? But like, fuck, it can happen. You can do it.
That's funny you mentioned that MVP, and we can cut this out. But that specific one, 2017, I was there on an e-scooter. I borrowed one from Memphis Shades. I was there in crutches because I'd just gotten out of the hospital. And I was helping Daryl Bassani put his booth together. He still had those puzzles. He said, "What are you doing? You don't even have to be working." I'm like, what else am I going to do? I'm used to setting up a booth, and I'm just here to meet with people. That one's for you guys.
Yeah.
So, well, cool. Well, do you have anything else for John? No, it's a beautiful Friday afternoon. You guys are going to be hopping, so we're going to get out of your hair.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you guys.